And to get started on the session, how much are you excited? Just type excited, excited in the chat if you are ready. I really want to see who all are excited and ready to learn, because this could be a moment that can transition your life forever. You never know. There is just a click that needs to transform your identity completely. And that's what's going to happen today. Wow, I could see so many people excited. Super, super. Oh, very good. Right, keep buzzing the chat box. I'm reading all the comments because, again, that's my source of energy from you all, guys. But believe me, this is the all energy exchange. And to begin with the topic, the screen already shows that we're going to talk about habits. Do you all know that around 40% of your daily activities are just the outcome of your habits? The time you take to brush your teeth to the side you wake up from your bed, it's all habit. Are you aware of that? And despite that, we all struggle at some times. So I really want you all to write, if any of you, whosoever of you has struggled, maybe you can raise your hand. And have you ever struggled to create good habits? There is an anticipation of learning. Wow, superb, Ajay. So with the raise of hand, you can raise your right hand if you have sometimes struggled in your life to maybe get started on a habit, or sometimes you get started but not able to retain it. And I really would like to know which area of your life you struggle to set these habits on. Maybe you can use the chat box again. Yeah. Is it health? Is it your career? Is it your personal relations? Okay. Diet. Oh, superb. Yes. So this is not able to retain. I really appreciate whosoever is typing in, because it takes courage to share your challenges. It's not very easy for anybody to come up and share, okay, this is what my struggle is. But believe me, the moment you accept your struggles, moment you announce it, you are ready to begin your journey to transform yourself. Waking up early. Oh yes, I also have struggled, SM, for that. Calorie deficit, diet, exercise, waking up early. Or career, personal relations, challenges come to. I mean, we can see like it's kind of spanning not at one area, but eventually some of us are struggling in our health, some of us are struggling in our career, morning routines for sure. I think so many of us really want to wake up early and win our day. But yes, but keep yourself alert, because so many golden nuggets are special guests gonna share in the session that will blow away your mind, that how easily can you transition yourself. One more question before I begin. I like to ask more questions actually. So the question is, rate yourself at this point of time. How much are you good at maintaining your habits? Maybe you can rate from 1 to 10. Just play this game. Just rate yourself, because we love. Oh wow, Suma is at 4.5. Good. Madhvi is at 8. Sudhir Bharatash 3. Superb. 8. More numbers. Yeah, superb. Oh, that's beautiful. 6, 7, 8. Oh yes, seems our audience is really intelligent, smart, and really dedicated. And at this point, I really want to appreciate each one of you who has not only taken the time to come into the room at late evening on the Sunday, that's before Diwali, and you're so much serious about your growth, that talks millions about how much really you are keen to learn and improve yourself. So at this point, I really want to clap each one of you and appreciate that you are here, ready to take charge of the situation. So if everybody is ready, type ready if you're ready to know the guest, the speaker today, who gonna blow away us. Ready. Yes, I need more readies before I begin. Super. Okay. Hands on your heart, and let's affirm that we're gonna make a transition once we hear from the the speaker of the day and we learn from him. And let's affirm that we take a lot of takeaways. And there is a surprise for all of you who all stay till end will have a beautiful gift from our side to appreciate your effort to ensure that you not only take first step towards your progress, but you ensure that you take action. So you all are massive action takers. So we wait till end so that we can share our gift for acknowledging all of you. So with that, I really would like to invite Amit Agarwal. Woohoo. Amit, I am short of word to explain like how much value is he gonna bring tonight for all of you. Amit is an IIT IM alumnus. He actually is synonymous to sales and startups. And he's coined the terms called salespreneur. He has a professional experience of selling across in 23 countries, and that's a massive thing. I think have a total experience of 23 in my corporate job, but Amit has a fabulous experience of doing sales all across the 23 countries. And Amit believes that, and he aims to harness the life by working on 4 life skills, mainly sales, mindfulness, nutrition, and your personal finance. And by following your habits, your micro habits, you can not only create the success for yourself, but you can actually balance between your materialistic desires and your spiritual desires as well. Isn't it beautiful? So, are all of you excited to hear from Amit now? Just say E if you're all excited. Yes, I want to see E's in the chat. Yes, superb. Superb. Yes. At this point, I would like to invite Amit on our virtual stage. Can I request Tech Masters to bring in Amit and pin him?
Thank you very much, Mona, for the warm
Stage is yours,
welcome.
Amit.
I'm very glad to be part of this session. And I think one of the reasons I'm here, she spoke about all other credentials, but one of the main reasons I'm here, because I'm talking about micro habits, is because uh, I am, first of all, I've implemented a lot in micro habits. I've researched a lot, and all of this happened since 2019 December, because I was writing a book called Small is Big. So, while we all develop habits, my journey of research and experimentation and writing started in around December 2019 because of this book called Small is Big. Micro habits is one of the chapters in the book. Okay, so if you guys can hear me properly, just type yes, so that we are clear. Okay, you can see me also well. Okay, excellent, excellent. Hold on, the next slide is taking a little longer to move. Let me just stop sharing, because if there is, yeah, let me just check if everything. I'm sharing my screen again. Okay. Can you see my screen? Okay. Can you see this slide which says what is a habit? Okay, thank you. Thank you. So let us take the two definitions from the dictionary. One says, Cambridge Dictionary says, habit is something that you do often and regularly, sometimes without knowing that you are doing it. And Merriam-Webster Dictionary says that habit is an acquired mode of behavior that has become nearly or completely involuntarily. So if you look at these two definitions, if you have to pick some key word, let's say one word out of these definition, which one would you pick? Can you please write that word in the chat window? You can pick one word in total, or you can pick one word from each definition. Yeah, I would, as Monica was saying that, yeah, participation in this session only does one thing. There is increases the sharing as well as more importantly, the depth of knowledge. Yeah, so I think you guys are correct. Thank you very much for sharing. So voluntarily, involuntarily, and without knowing, these are the two key words: without knowing there and involuntarily. This word. That means that anything which we are doing, whether even right now, how I am speaking, see how my hand is moving, this is a habit. Everything. So in the book, I have written that human beings are nothing but sum total of habits. Yeah. So with this context, this I think just to we are aware of it, but I would appreciate if each one of you write any one habit. Doesn't matter. I just shared even moving hand, like what I'm doing is a habit. Anything which you can think of. We are 31 on the participant. I've just shared mine, which is moving hand. If you could, yeah, drinking enough water, writing journal, telling jokes, listening, writing a to-do list. Yeah. Whatever is coming in your mind, first thing which you think is a habit, greetings, the way we react, excellent, reading, smiling. Yeah, see, eating, yes. Too much of phone usage, watching web series, washing hands before meals, excellent, sleeping. Okay, how shall we clap for this awesome audience? Let me, if it was a stage where people were there, then you can hear the reverberating sound. Right now, you can see this. Okay. Excellent. Thank you very much for sharing. Basically, if you see your own responses, you will find out that right from scrolling to sleeping to phone usage to smiling, the way we react, listening, brushing teeth, behavior, anything which we are doing is actually habit. So I think you have already got it. But then the question is, what is a micro habit? What is a micro habit? And some of you write, please. I mean, in the first slide, I have already answered it, but just just to increase our discussion. What is a micro habit? We discussed about habit as such. What is a micro habit? And there is no wrong marks for a wrong answer. First of all, there's no wrong answer. Yeah, thank you, Sharad. Small things like takia kalams, minute, screen has gone. Okay, small changes in adjusting tiny actions. Yeah, I think something can be done in a fraction of second. Yeah, basically, sometimes we make a very big thing out of creating habits as if it is a big mountain. As we discuss, you will appreciate and understand. First of all, we are anyhow always doing some minute changes here and there. We don't acknowledge ourselves. As a part of this discussion, you will understand more and more what are micro habits. So, this is a very famous speech called Making Your Bed. Have you heard from William H. McRaven, Naval Admiral, USA? Very, very famous speech. I think last I checked, it was 12 to 14 million views. Have you heard of this speech? Please type yes or no, Y or N. Okay, yeah. So if you have not, a lot of people have done. If you have not, just please the in the name of the speaker or the making the bed. You just search on YouTube, you will find it. This is a speech which is one of the university, if I remember, University of Texas, Austin. It is a commencement speech there. And he gave there how to be successful. He was also alumni of that university, if I remember correctly. More importantly is the speech. So please do hear it separately. But the reason I've chosen it here is we were talking about small changes. And here he talks, if you want to change the world, start off by making your bed. And I will play a video. I hope you are able to hear it. If you are not able to hear it, the summary of it will be in the next slide. So I will just play the video.
My instructors, who at the time were all Vietnam veterans, would show up in my barracks room, and the first thing they'd do was inspect my bed. If you did it right, the corners would be square, the covers would be pulled tight, the pillow centered just under the headboard, and the extra blanket folded neatly at the foot of the rack. It was a simple task, mundane at best, but every morning we were required to make our bed to perfection. It seemed a little ridiculous at the time, particularly in light of the fact that we were aspiring to be real warriors, tough, battle-hardened SEALs. But the wisdom of this simple act has been proven to me many times over. If you make your bed every morning, you will have accomplished the first task of the day. It will give you a small sense of pride, and it will encourage you to do another task, and another, and another. And by the end of the day, that one task completed will have turned into many tasks completed. Making your bed will also reinforce the fact that the little things in life matter. If you can't do the little things right, you'll never be able to do the big things right. So if you want to change the world, start off by making your bed.
Okay, were you able to hear this? Please type yes or no. Watch and hear. Okay, looks like very good. So thank you very much for sharing. So if you have to share one item which connected the most with you in this 1 minute speech, what would you say? Just one item. What connected the most with you? Okay. Thanks, Dikshita. Discipline is start small. Anurag says, small daily wins, first thing first, small things. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very small habits. Yeah, small step. Yeah, so basically, remember we were talking about micro habits, correct? And what did the Admiral said? If you cannot do small things right, you cannot do big things right. So making your bed is the smallest micro habit which one can develop. And since the time I watched this video, and as I said, my journey, we all have been implementing habits, micro habits from since we are born. My journey became more focused as I started writing in December 2019 on Small is Big. Because the way I write, as you read the book also, there is a lot of personal experiences. So if I'm writing about micro habits, it will be an intersection of experiences, my own, and then research. Right? So during that time, I observed this video, and since then, I am making my bed in the morning. And the same thing which he said, it gives me that feeling that I've completed something, in the beginning of the day, even if it is 5 a.m. So you can again read it, if you were not able to hear it, I'll give you a moment. Okay. So this is another famous gentleman, Colin Powell, US Secretary of State, 65th. He says, if you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception. It is prevailing attitude. Again, the why micro habits is needed. Before we go to big, we have to focus on small, as most of you were saying. Now, this is again why micro habits. I will play this video Um,
Everybody,
hey, hold on.
everybody knows about playing with dominoes, but I'm going to offer another domino, which is about 1 times larger. So what I have here is a chain of dominoes. Each one is 1.5 times larger than the previous one. And the smallest domino is about 5 millimeters high and 1 millimeter thick. And I will carefully place it. And there are 13 dominoes. And the largest domino, it weighs about 100 pounds and is more than a meter tall. Ready? Boom. That was 13 dominoes. If I had 29 dominoes, the last domino would be as tall as the Empire State Building.
Okay. Were you able to watch the video? Please type yes or no. Okay. So why did I show this video in the context of micro habits? Can somebody please type? I mean, everybody type, if you can. Okay, habit stacking, chain reaction. Yeah. There is a ripple effect. Yes, Lorna. Ripple effect. Thanks, Monica. Yes, compounding work. Exactly, Sharad. Everybody is right. What micro habits can do, if you focus on the smallest habit, it will automatically create a chain reaction. That is so if you, again, I keep on bringing the book. There is a reason for it, because I have not written a book on only habits or micro habits. I have written a book called Small is Big, which has infinite applications. Today, one somebody on LinkedIn mentioned on mental wellness. So one of the application of small is big is micro habits. And therefore, the word micro is very important. And all of you have understood it wonderfully well. I think, again, you deserve, uh, if you can clap for yourself and your community who is here, this is what I can feel about you right now. Thanks for participating. So yeah, so this is the back of the book, back of the book. And the last line, a tired person transforms his life by embracing one micro habit of waking up at 5 a.m. You know, can you guess who is this tired person? You can write, whatever is coming to your mind. This is the power of questions. We all have all different answers, all very interesting. Yeah. Yeah, so it is me. Yeah, I think some of you got it correct. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for sharing. It is me, a tired person. And how did this happen is that, it was December of 2017. And at that point of time, I think last few days of the new year is about to come. And I've been regularly irregular in keeping up my resolutions. It's very interesting, regularly irregular. So at that point of time, I was reading a book called The One Thing. And that book is actually basically is one of the implementations of small is big, which says There's always one thing in everything, So understanding that concept, uh, I actually said, if I have to develop only one habit in the new year, only one resolution among so many, if I have to do only one, which one would I pick? And the answer actually immediately came. It was join the 5 a.m. club. And I'm sure, Mr. Robin Sharma, whose videos I've been watching, would have influenced subconsciously, certainly. Interestingly, the answer among so many things which I wanted to do just came as 5 a.m. So I remember it was January 2nd, if I remember correctly, when I woke up. Is in Bangalore also, it is decent winter. It may not be as cold as northern India. Still, it is pleasantly cold. And I have picked up alarm, and alarm rang. And imagine a person who has never woken up at 5 a.m., at least for many, many years, if never is a strong word, many, many years, and he hears the alarm. What will happen? I course stopped the alarm. And there were two thoughts. One part of me said, it is so cold. Blanket is so warm. Everybody is sleeping in the house. You also sleep, correct? And the mind said, you have been sleeping from years, man. You have just agreed few days before about the one thing, which is waking up at 5 a.m. Please wake up. So I listened to the mind, not to the body, and I woke up. And what happened is when I woke up in the morning, I went out, I switched on the light, and I saw the set of, I have a bookshelf. It was welcoming me. It was saying, please spend time regularly with us. Correct. So, of course, I read the book for around 30 minutes. Then, if you come to my house, adjacent to the uh, bookshelf is a prayer slash meditation room. And so I went there, I meditated for some time. And it was still, I think, 6:15 or something. And I live in suburbs of Bangalore. It is very nice, so almost you can see greenery. And during that time, 2018 was much more greener. So I said, okay, let me do cycling. So I went for cycling. Then I started for office earlier. I came from office earlier. I had my dinner at around 7 p.m. and told two stories to my kids at around 9 p.m. and slept at around 9:15 p.m. Now you observe what is happening. I just told you, but this is what is happening. The domino effect, which was being shown in the video, was happening. Waking up at 5 a.m., meditation, exercising, reading books, all of those things are coming, spending time with kids, finishing meals early, practicing gratitude. And one of the things which has happened to me is that since I've been waking up at 5 a.m., I wrote small is big in an interval of 5:30 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. 2 hours, I will do nothing. After I developed these habits of waking, so it was a little later. But this picture is from small is big. So writing also uh, developed as a habit in the morning. So this is one micro habit. You can say waking up at 5 a.m. and then so many other things, whether it is meditation or exercise or early to office, all of this is getting sorted. Can you by this example, what comes to your mind? By this personal example, are you able to relate anything? What comes to your mind? Listen to mind, not body. Okay, Monica. Whatever, yeah. Productivity enhances discipline. Yeah, Ajay says, okay, thanks. Whatever is coming to your mind, please write. I observed domino effect. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Harsh. One small habit can create. Yeah, Ashish, thank you. Reduces procrastination, having a specific time to wake up. Yeah. Lorna says 5:45 she gets ready. Yeah, thank you. Okay, excellent. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Let's move forward. So now we have understood this, how our habits formed. I will go through this session a little faster because most of you are aware of it, this particular part, that habits are formed in my assessment research is through 5 areas. Family, for example, I am in my family. I'm born in northern India. I speak in a particular way. When I speak, I've been in southern India from ages. Correct? The way I speak in Hindi, people say, "Where are you from?" Are you from? Because I have been from a place called Jhansi in Uttar Pradesh, and they also pick up my Hindi, which is as per them very refined. Uh, for me, it is normal. Why is it happening? Because of this factor. Correct. Friends, my son, younger son, was saying OG or some terms which I said, where did you learn this? He said, from YouTube. So where? Or some friends. So both media and friends play a role. Correct? Like social and cultural factors. Like my normal habit of greeting people, and for most of the Indians, it is namaste. Correct? Namaste. Why it is? Because we are born and brought up in India. Namaste is a normal. That is the social and cultural media. That whether it is social media or whatever you are uh, viewing, or that helps you, or either positive way or negative way. And environment, so in one of my example of environment was, I worked in one of the clients which actually required us to set up meetings when the day the project was launched. So the 4 months project life cycle, but we had to create meetings on the day, because if you don't set up and if you miss any meeting invite, they will not wait for you and your project will not go live, which is a dangerous. So it was quite interesting. And that environment was in Green Bay, Wisconsin. And if I remember 2020, 2001, 2002, almost 22 years before. And it has actually, because of that environment, it has become my habit. So I will set up meetings in advance, not tomorrow's meeting, in advance. So I just given you, small examples in each. Now, how are habits formed? So there are 3 R's: reward, risk, repetition. Well, let's take some examples. So let's take social media. So LinkedIn or any other things. What is the reward for coming on social media? Why is it habitual? Sometimes we are spending 15 minutes, 30 minutes. Sometimes we are constantly checking our phone or desktop. The reward is the instant joy of participation and recognition. Somebody does a like on you, somebody, you feel good. That's the reward. The reason is dopamine. Of course, we are not going into scientific details, but basically it's a reward. And if you don't do it, risk of not doing it. Some people, very, very few people are not in social media. But whomsoever doesn't, if they feel they're left out, even if they're not posting, if they're not checking, they're feeling left out. Correct. So now when you keep on repeating it, you keep on checking social media, it becomes a habit. Now, positive word is habit. The negative word of habit is addiction. Correct. This both are reward, risk, repetition. These 3 R's. When there's something good happening, you can turn the word as habit. If it is negative happening, that same word habit changes to addiction. Are you with me till now? Please type yes or no. Okay, excellent. Thank you. Now the question is, how much time is required to form habits? Do you know? I mean, most of you will know this. How much time is required to form habits? We said there are 3 R's. We also discussed about 5 ways of 21 days. Okay. Okay. 66 days, 33 days, somebody 20 hours. Okay. 21. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much for sharing. Yeah. So basically, there was a research done in 1960, and there's a book called Psycho Cybernetics. published, sold millions of copies. During that research, average is 21 days. Not for everybody, average was 21 days. And the latest research, which was done in European Journal of Social Psychology in 2009, the average is 66 days. The range is different, but the average is 60 days, which simply put is around 2 months. Okay. So now we know the time. Basically, if we repeat anything for 66 days, most of us will develop it as a habit. Now, the question to you, we talked about 66 days, we talked about 3 hours. Among the 3 hours, which is the most important hour? Please type it. Excellent. Excellent. Now I have to. Excellent. Thank you for participating. Yeah. Yeah, actually, most of you, all of you have actually chosen the word repetition. And that is the right answer. And when somebody tells me that, habit is difficult, or, it is difficult if you focus on risk or reward. In my own experience of developing habits, for example, I'll tell you right now, you may laugh at it, that I'm sharing in complete openness. Right now, the micro habit which I'm working on is eating without watching TV, which is basically eating on dining table or wherever, but not eating with food with me, not the screen. And today is my fifth day. Fifth day. And I have understood. If I repeat it for 66 days, it will be a habit. 66 days. And using this repetition, I have developed many habits. For example, I'll tell you some small ones. On Saturday, I don't check any social media and WhatsApp. I don't check WhatsApp. If you send me barring extreme urgencies, I don't check. Or if I sometimes check on Saturday because of the urgency, I will not check on Sunday. It is wired within me. Almost 2.5 years since I wrote the book. So those as of now, I don't take milk products. I don't take milk or milk products, and that happened since I wrote book. Again, I wanted to make my skin better, heal my digestive issues, and I understood that, or I heard that, can you stop it for 15 days? And I did, and over time, it is almost 3.5, 4 years. So I have understood risk and reward may be the driver, but the main friend you have to embrace in making habits or micro habits is repetition. Can you relate with it, please? Yeah, so next time, I'm telling you, next time, if somebody tells you habit forming is difficult, you can say, thank you for sharing. By the way, let me share with you, there's a very easy way of doing it, is just repeat it. Just repeat it. Sometimes it is good to underplay things. If I say the same thing, or habit formation is such a big thing, it is like Mount Everest, you require tremendous commitment, this or that. Anyhow, you may like my talk, and after that, first of all, whatever I'm saying is untrue, because in my experience, it is not difficult. Risk and reward certainly are drivers. No doubt, they're drivers. Most important is repetition. And I keep on repeating the repetition because I've understood it. I keep on repeating. All I have to do is eat on the dining table from 66 days. And I'm actually every day telling my wife, fifth day, dear, fifth day. And she's smiling. Good job. I hope you are able to appreciate this. Now we are having understood how are the habits formed, how much time it takes, which is the most important R in forming habits. Now let's look at 5 areas. And it is interesting when you shared these, this is from the book, when you shared your areas of the types of habits each one of you shared, if you actually put them now, you will actually be able to put most of them in these areas, in one of these areas. Because when I was researching, I said, if we are able to create micro habits in these areas, and if we start small, in the spirit of small is big, by choosing only one micro habit in each of the area, that itself will create a domino effect. If that is also not possible, choose one area and choose one micro habit. That is fine. Okay? So let me give you one examples of what I have implemented in each of these areas. So in work, again, there's a chapter in the book, Small is Big is the power of small meetings, something like that. There's a separate chapter. So it is also a habit which I cultivated, that most of my, not all, but you can say, 90% of my meetings are less than equal to 30 minutes. And how I do that is I am able to change the scope. So if I have to do a sales review, instead of doing a global sales review, I will do it for either a product line or for a region or an intersection of both. So let's say I'm doing a review for Europe for a product line called merchandising analytics. Suddenly the scope is smaller. I can do it in 30 minutes. But if I do a global review, difficult, because the number of participants are more, correct? Sometimes when I have very specific point in the description, I will write 10-minute meetings, 10-minute meeting, because and this is not normal behavior in corporate. This is not. Yes or no? I mean, is it normal? Please, all of you have corporate experience, or most of you. Is it normal behavior to say 10 minutes, 20 minutes? No, it's not, correct? It's not. So again, one of the reasons I write writing is because as we write, and I will encourage all of you, it's a separate topic, but I would encourage all of you to write books, because it is easy. It's not difficult. Separate topic. I'm happy to have another session on it. But if I can write a book with no prior experience in writing and write 2 books, and publish another edition of another book, so you can call it 2.5, then anybody can write. And one of the reasons we should write is because besides the act of contribution, like we are helping others, we are also helping ourselves. Because if I am saying work, I am implementing less than 30-minute meetings in my own workspace, and I'm writing a description saying 10 minutes, 15 minutes, which also slowly changes the culture of the organization. So that's one. Personal finance. Now, this I was doing from earlier, before I wrote my book, 2016-17. Even now, 10 to 15% of my, whatever monthly salary comes, goes in mutual funds. Now, you may argue, I'm working from 26 years. I started this in a 2016-17, which is around 8 years only. Okay, so that has generated some wealth. You can argue, if anybody who is watching this or whomsoever is not watching it, you can share with them. If I started my career at the age of 22, correct? If I would have been doing this from 22 onwards, 10 to 15% per month, I'll let you fill in the blanks. What would have happened? But better late than never. So I have started this in 2016-17, and now it is a habit. It automatically happens. Family, my parents live in Jhansi, I am in Bangalore. So it is habitual. Every weekend, automatically my hand will go on my phone and we will have a video call automatically. Automatically. Now, you may say, I'm also doing it. Of course, great. Then that is also habit. You can actually appreciate yourself. A lot of time we are appreciating others, which is good, but we are not appreciating ourselves. You can appreciate yourself in small things also. Na? That is also a implementation of small is big, appreciating yourself. Physical health, so I actually start my day with vegetable juice, or recently from around 1 week, I'm having coconut water, because the doctor said you take coconut water. So in the beginning, the first thing from 4 or 5 years, it was ashgard juice. Recently, it is coconut water. And mental health, I do Vipassana meditation, minimum 30 minutes every day. So these are these are my habits, so, this is repetition. Everyday meditation, everyday coconut water, weekend calling to parents, every month salary going 10 to 15%. And the 30 minutes is, now it is in within me, that very rarely some meetings requires 45 minutes because of the audience or the topic. Otherwise, most of it is like that. Any interjections, any sharing which you have on your experience on any of this? If you have to pick one area among them, which area? And please pick an area. Yeah, please pick an area which among the 5 areas, and please write one habit, because when we share the area and write, that is again a micro commitment. Micro commitment again, as you can see, my diction is aligned to small is big. So yeah, excellent. Drinking water, eating, yeah. Work, focus, I mean, not multi, health, working out 3x, okay. Yeah, just pick one area and write that, that is a micro commitment you are doing. Healthy eating, yeah. Dima, I would request everybody, health, I eat only specific food. Thank you, Vivanshu. Dima, meditation, excellent. Well-being, Vipassana will make rest in place. Ah, excellent. Excellent. So you get it, So again, choosing, some people ask me, shall I start with one in each area? Great if you can do it, because your mind should say each area is important. I'm starting with one in each area. But if you get overwhelmed with that, we remember waking up at 5 a.m., address several things. You pick one, just, and then once you start getting better at that, your personal self will start appreciating yourself, and automatically other habits will start getting formed. Okay. So there are, 5 steps for creating micro habits, So again, this one we have discussed, choose one area, one pillar among this. The second one is, within this area, you find out top 3 issues you have, top 3. And then third is, you find out top 3 benefits which you will get out of it. 3 most important benefits. For each of the element, now what you have identified, you do a start or stop. I will show you with example. And then you just repeat it for 66 days. As simple as that. If I have to show you with a real example, this we just discussed. So I'm sharing my example. So I chose the area physical health, around 4 years before. And my feeling was extreme exhaustion in the evening, digestive problems, disturbed sleep, pale, tired looking skin. Benefits: energetic body and mind, better digestion, and healthy, radiant skin. Only 3, remember we said. And start and stop. So what I did intermittent fasting for 14 to 16 hours a day, and I started drinking that ashgard juice, white pumpkin juice, and I stopped consumption of milk completely. It's happened for many years. And I did it for 66 days, So this started in January 2021. And, from years, it became automatic habit. So you can pick areas from your side, and you can do a same thing, one area, start, stop, and you can form. So 3 key takeaways. One is repetition. One is domino effect. Another is 5 areas. These are the 3 takeaways from my side. If you have to pick one takeaway from this session out of these 3, or if there is anything else, what would you type? What would you share? Could be, you needn't choose only this. Whatever is your one takeaway from this session. We are towards the end of the session. 5 areas for Dima, loves repetition. Ashish, domino effect, 66 days. Vivanshu. Okay. 1 pillar, excellent, Lorna. Yeah. I would request everybody to type because, one micro habit, Harsh. Thank you. Domino effect, 5 steps, 60. Excellent. Thank you very much for sharing. If you have any questions, before I share my wish for you, if you have any questions, because this would be my last slide, if you have any questions, you can please ask here.
Anyone can raise the hand. We'll have time for 2 or 3. So
Yeah.
first come, first serve.
I think there's a question from Suma. She's asking, can you share the five? Okay, she's saying it's five. Okay, Suma, probably we can share the slide later on in the recordings, but would request you to raise the question as of now. Okay, Dima is asking a very good question. She's asking, if you miss the day, how do we start over again?
I think, see, again, some of these things, what I have seen, I can only share from my personal experience, and one of the things which I say is that in any work which we do, we ourselves have to be very resourceful, so if we keep thinking about, okay, I missed this thing, so what? So what? Start again. And are you counting 66 days? I mean, seriously, I am not counting. I am right now telling fifth day. You may say you said fifth day to your wife. The reason is it's also for fun because she has been telling me, don't watch while eating. Sometimes she will pull my leg. You have written small is big. This is not good implementation. So now just to for a light banter, I am actually reminding her, see, fifth day. Correct. But otherwise, if I miss one day here and there, so what? As long as I understand, I think if you ask me, the one thing which has helped me the most is the repetition. This I have understood. Repetition. And it is not only for you, it may be 30 days. 66 days is average. It may be 90 days. Who knows? So if you have missed a day, don't even focus on the word start over because again, start over the word, if you look at it, it will actually, what it is saying is, oh, I missed it. There might be a little bit of guilt here and there. Why to have that guilt? Continue because you know the meaning of repetition. Continue again, continue again. What is there? That is how at least my mind works because otherwise the mind, when it goes in guilt, it is not very resourceful. And repetition is my friend. You're welcome, Dima. Okay.
I think we have iPhone who has raised the hand.
Okay. I'm 77 years, but also not very enough. Okay, let me go to. So, which are the two key areas have you picked, Mr. Mehra? Let me go back if that helps. Yeah. Which are the two areas, Mr. Mehra? Work, personal, finance, family calls. Okay, so physical health and mental health. Yeah. So I think it is a choice, Mr. Mehra. If you ask from my personal experience, personally for me, Vipassana has been a game changer. So it is the one of the biggest dominoes effect which has been created in my life. In fact, if you get a chance, I am sharing right now. Uh, I'm sharing right now. I've actually already done a. So this is if you get a chance, watch this TED Talk. This is the TED Talk is on topic called the world's best mind gym is free. Basically, that gym is nothing but Vipassana. So me choosing Vipassana for a TED Talk explains the importance of it in my life and why I wanted to share it with the larger community. So that would be my suggestion. Yeah. Yes, Lorna. Okay. Anybody else? Last question, if there is.
We have hand been raised by Madhvi and iPhone. I can request Tech Masters to please enable either of them to ask the question.
Yeah.
Madhvi, can you unmute yourself?
Yeah, hi, good evening. Thank you so much, Mr. Agarwal, for a wonderful, wonderful session. So I don't really have a question, but I'd just like to say one thing that being a nutritionist and being in the field of health, fitness, diabetes reversal, and gut reset, my entire work is structured on the advocacy of small is big. You know, small changes lead to bigger results, your ability to live a disease-free life. So I talk a lot about lifestyle changes. And I personally also feel that many of times people are either relying on their willpower or motivation, as we call it. And personally, in my interaction with my clients in the past 20 years, one thing that I've repeatedly said is that you need to set not result oriented goals but process oriented goals, that you fall in love with the process, you fall in love with waking up, whether it's whether it's cold, hot, you're tired. If you're loving the experience of being up at 5:30, then the entire environment or the external environment doesn't really matter, because you love doing what you're doing, whether it leads you somewhere or not. So I think when people have this concern about, but 66 days, how do we even stay consistent? I think this one thing would really help everyone if they shift the understanding of the kind of goals that they are setting in. Just falling in love with the process would really help them adhere to it and not rely on something as depreciating as motivation or willpower. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much for sharing. I think since you are in the nutrition space, you can, of course, there could be many implementation as you rightly shared. And you mentioned the one thing that is my favorite framework, which is one of the implementation of small is big is if you just pick one area and just do it. And again, all of these things come from repetition. One area. It is not easy. I use in my corporate this thing also, like I'm a sales leader and I say, among all the tasks which you have to do to close the deal, what is the one thing? First of all, it is a difficult question to answer, correct? Because it requires razor sharp focus. And then it requires somebody to ask it again and again, and somebody to get habitual of answering it again and again. So the best way to develop that is that to keep asking yourself, what is the one habit, one micro habit, which one area? Like I think some of your day, if we just keep doing it repeatedly, we will become better at it. And once you focus on small, including selecting one micro habit, anything, then big will happen. This is, I'm observing it, in my life every day, and whatever my readers share or some other people share with me through other forums, it's I think proven that this works. Okay. I think my wish for you is somebody raised hand. I mean, I don't want to not answer somebody who has raised hands. If somebody has raised hands, Monica, happy to answer.
Yeah, Amit, we tried to unmute, but I think the person
Okay,
was
no
not
problem.
able to. We can go ahead.
Sure, sure. So, my wish for you is let me just first.
Sorry, actually, Monica, you were trying to unmute me
Okay.
because I just noticed that you were trying to unmute me, and I'm really sorry for that. Actually, I'm driving and I could not on my camera, so I'm so sorry for that.
No problem.
But thank you very much, Amit sir, for this session. It's a wonderful session, and really learned a lot of things actually. So actually, my question is that I just wanted to know that sometimes it happens that people are at their lowest point, maybe emotionally exhausted, mentally exhausted. During that time, I mean, how a person can motivate himself or herself to stay very consistent, or if you would like to share any of your personal example to just share your experience here, so would be great. So yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think life life keeps on bringing these moments where we are, all of us, we are human beings, we are down. And what do we do? I think in my case, I think if I reflect on when I am down, some of the things which I spoke about, like I have understood how brain works, or understood is a strong word. I know because there's still a lot to learn. So I'll give you an example. Suppose I'm down. So office is a office, some problem or personal problem, and I have teenagers, so you can understand what happens. So what I will do in the morning is that I understand that two things if I do. One is if I go for a 20-minute walk or cycling, that motion addresses the emotion. And if you see the word emotion, and it has motion in it, right? So first part is addressed there, motion. So physical body movement, and the second part is Vipassana, because it is fantastic what Vipassana does to me. Now, I said both because what happens sometimes, if I am very, very down, then I really need motion, which is I have to go out and walk, or I do it every day. But I'm just saying if I'm down, these two things, because what I've understood, being in inertia, in the same state when I'm down, and somehow this word motivation, I don't have academic research to prove myself right now. Maybe I will write it in some book. For me, motivation is an overrated word. Personally, it is overrated word. Inspiration is a better word. Correct. So my and again this thing of repetition and these habits which I have understood. Okay, if I go walking, dopamine will be released. If I do Vipassana, that is anyhow perhaps the highest form of well-being, perhaps, in my assessment. So if I do that, I will be good only after that. So sometimes we need to find these nuggets. It could be a friend for you. It could be a friend. It needn't be Vipassana or let's say walking. It could be something else. Talking to somebody, which moves you out of that unresourceful mindset. I think going for a sabbatical is a very good thing. Sabbatical, in fact, when I go for mini sabbatical, it is a 12-day Vipassana meditation, because it is 12 days holidays you have to take. So it is the mini sabbatical. You can go. Sometimes some of my colleagues, they just want to drive. They take, car and they just drive. That is their meditation. So moving out of unresourceful state, I have shared some of the things which have worked for me and continue to work. For you, it may be different. It is better to pick whatever is the first thing coming out to get out of unresourceful state and get out from there. You can build another particular thing later. But if we keep on thinking what to do, and don't take action, that is a problem. And that's what when you said share your own example, I just shared my recent example when sometimes in office or because of work or personal related, if I'm down, what will I do? These two things, I will do. Okay, folks, I think it is 9:10 p.m. Monica, if it is okay, can I just show my last slide, or if you have anything else, any other question? It's quite
You
late for
can
everybody.
you can share the slide, I think.
Okay, thank you.
Everybody's waiting for that.
So my wish is very simple. May you create micro habits that create macro impact. And I would also like to share, this is, if you get a chance, please do read Small is Big. We have just covered one aspect of it, which is micro habits. If you do get a chance, please do read. If you don't, no problem, because whatever you have learned in the spirit of Small is Big, even if you have understood one thing out of the one chapter which we discussed, which is micro habits, you will get one thing which you have shared. That will create a domino effect in your life. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Amit, for a wonderful shares. I think you have blown away with all your personal experiences and all the that you have gathered knowledge. I think we got that in just 30 minutes. This 45 minutes talk. So thank you so much for all these value added. And this recalls me a very beautiful quote from John Maxwell, who says that you will never change your life until you change something you do every day. And the secret to success is the daily routines. I think that's what you're talking about, changing or doing something and changing, modifying, and doing it repeatedly. That's what I'm taking away from it. And thank you again for this valuable knowledge. I think we all would have taken a lot of takeaways from this. With that, thanks you everybody. We Ashish has already shared a form. Really request everybody to fill in that form as promised. We have a beautiful gift for you. But those who actually fill in this form will, of course, be receiving that in their mailboxes soon. And at this point, I would like to call upon stage Ashish. Ashish is has got again 25 years of work experience. He has been in Toastmasters for the last 4 years. He's my mentor. He's guiding me and he's a lot of share. Of course, Ashish, I really would like you to come on stage and give a vote of thanks to Amit.
Wow, what should I say? I must say, Amit, this session has made me speechless. Last time I heard you for about 15-20 minutes on LinkedIn, but I think the wealth which you have shared today is immense. And if we are able to implement moving from regularly irregular to regularly regular, I think that piece will really unleash domino in our various aspects of life. I think the sheer wealth of the session was such that we thought we have enough time, but you see, we are 10 minutes over, and we haven't really covered full aspect. And I think right now, if you ask all the audience, perhaps they will say another 30 minutes with you will be lovely, but we'll not hold you back. I know you have many more commitment. A very big thank you. And I think this is to me, I'm grateful that a small act of seeking a request to you is creating such a wonderful action. And may I request all the people who are online to show their heart, show their emojis, show their love. If you can turn on your camera, nothing like it. If you cannot display your emoji, do not hold it back. I think this is our small little gift to you, Amit. And really, I think this is a true work of something which perhaps will change many lives. You have addressed 30 odd people now, and there is another set of them who will be watching this session on YouTube or on our social media. So I am damn sure that this will really touch many people's life like it has touched mine. Thanks a ton. Really look forward. And perhaps, like you said, on the topic of writing a book, maybe you have given us a cue already when we will talk later. But okay, that's on a lighter note. But I'm sure this group would love to have you again and again. And amazing session. A big thank you from me, and back to you, Mona.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ashish. Again, at this point, I really would like everybody to please switch on the camera. We really want to take a quick snap to record the moment. Again, there's a lot of learning. Yes, we need to capture the smiling and active faces. I see, right, people are all still energized, as Ashish said. I think we can keep on hearing for another 30 minutes from you, Amit. I think everybody is so very charged. So please show up your charged up faces so that we can capture this beautiful moment.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, yes, I could see people turning up. Good, superb. Madhvi, Anurag, Chintan, Vivanshu, Sudhir, Sayam, Sharad. Just for a few minutes, if you can actually enable, that'll make this movement a wow. Yes.
Once you are done, please let us know.
Yes. Can everybody enable some emoji with the count of three? I'll say 1, 2, 3, and then just enable a emoji, whatever you feel like. 1, 2, 3. Enable to capture.
was amazing, Amit. Loved it.
Super.
Thank you.
Definitely
Thank you
will
very
read the
much.
book.
Thank you. And Ashish ji, I think for me, anytime you need me to take any session or do whatever required as an author and also as a human being, it is my duty to do this. Correct. So please do not